We recently monetized our YouTube channel, and today we're going to talk about exactly how much money we made in our first month with only 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully this video is going to provide you with some insight, some useful information, and hopefully some inspiration if you're looking to start your own YouTube channel or if you recently have. We make travel and van life content here on this channel, and something that I've always been interested in is how much money YouTube creators actually make on the platform. And I've watched plenty of videos of like how much the big YouTubers like Mr. Beast or PewDiePie and stuff like that make, but there doesn't seem to be as much content around the smaller content creators or the smaller channels and how much they're actually making. So when we actually hit the partnership requirements and monetized our channel, I thought we were going to make like maybe $10 or $20 in the first month, but that wasn't the case. So I thought it would be interesting to take the time to go through exactly how much money we made and where that came from. Today we're going to talk about what the YouTube Partner Program is and what the requirements are to join, how and why we started the channel, how long it took to reach those Partner Program requirements and how many videos we made in that time, some of the strategies that we used to grow the channel, how much YouTube paid us in the first month that we joined the Partner Program, some statistics around where that revenue came from and how YouTube determines what to pay you, some tips and tricks to maximize the revenue when you do join the program. There's a few little things you can do that really maximize how much you're getting from the videos you're putting up. So what is the Partner Program? Essentially, it is a way for YouTube content creators to get paid for the content that they create. YouTube makes most of its money from the ads that play before and during videos, and also ads that appear on the side panel. Some of the revenue also comes from members who have YouTube Premium. With the Partner Program, YouTube shares that revenue with creators. It's roughly 55% going to creators and 45% that goes to YouTube. This funding comes through a platform called Google AdSense. If you think about it, this is a really smart business move from YouTube. By paying content creators, it's going to make them create better content. It's going to allow some content creators to go full-time and make even more and better content, which means users are going to stay longer on the YouTube platform. They're going to watch more ads. They're going to create more revenue for YouTube. So it's kind of a win-win, really. You might think that YouTube taking a 45% cut of that ad revenue is pretty steep, but to be honest, I think it's quite fair. They're providing the platform, they're providing the audience, they're managing all of the business side of it and all of the financial side with businesses that are running ads. There's a couple of other ways that creators can make money on YouTube, and that's through supers. So essentially this is like a tip function, so the audience can pay a super or a tip to the creator and the creator gets a portion of that money. There's also channel memberships, so the audience can subscribe and pay a monthly fee for additional features and access to additional content. You can also have a merchandise store and link that through your YouTube channel as well. So what are the requirements to join the YouTube Partner Program? Well, when we started our YouTube channel, the requirements were 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months. This is still current, however in early 2023 YouTube changed these requirements slightly, and this was before we hit the monetization threshold. So there's still the 1,000 subscriber requirement, the 4,000 hour watch time, but then YouTube added a different requirement that you could have as an alternate to hitting that 4,000 hours of watch time, and that was via shorts. So instead you could get 10 million shorts views within 3 months, and that would count with your 1,000 subscribers. As you can see from this, the requirements aren't always going to be set in stone and YouTube might change them. I'm going to talk a little bit about our YouTube journey and how we got to this point. So Brooke and I have both always been interested in creating videos, and we've had YouTube accounts dating back almost 15 years, but we never really found our place, and we created this channel when we started our van build. As you know, when anyone starts a van build, I think the YouTube channel just comes along with it or something. It's kind of like you buy the van and then with the registration papers you get the channel. I don't know how it works, but that's what happens. So when we started planning the van build, we did a ton of research, and a lot of that was on YouTube. But for me, there wasn't one specific playlist or channel that documented everything the way I sort of wanted and the way that I was learning through a variety of different sources. So we created the channel with the intent of documenting everything, because there was just so much work going into the planning side and then obviously the build side as well. We also thought it'd be cool to look back in years to come at all of the work that went into it and look back on the build. I think it's important to note that we both really like the creative side that comes with creating content and editing content. To us, it doesn't feel like a chore to create videos, and we really love that feeling when we've finished a video of sitting back and watching the piece of content that we've created. So when we started filming, we just started filming on our iPhones. This was just because it's so easy. It's just point and shoot. The image quality on modern phones is so good. The audio is also relatively good, but that was an area where we quickly realized we had to improve. And that was particularly because we were doing a lot of the build outside and there was a lot of wind noise and background noise. So if you are looking to start a channel and you're wondering what to get, you don't need the best of everything to start. I think it's just important to start. I know a lot of people say that, but it really is true. A good phone will get you a long way to starting out on your YouTube journey. In saying that, we've upgraded our setup quite a few times along the way, including now having a mirrorless camera and an external microphone. So how long did it take us to reach the requirements to join the YouTube Partner Program? We created our YouTube account on the 25th of September 2022, and we posted our first video on that day. We hit the watch time requirement of 4,000 hours on the 5th of July 2023, so just a little over 9 months after posting that first video. We then hit the 1,000 subscriber count on the 24th of July 2023, so around 10 months after posting that first video. During that time, we posted 108 videos. This included 48 full-length videos and 60 shorts. You'll notice it took a little over 9 months to get 633 subscribers, and then less than a month to get the remaining 367 subscribers to get us to 1,000 subscribers. And this was because one of our videos really started getting some traction at this point in time. I think this really shows the power that just one video can have. A couple of things that we did that helped build the channel during this period included having the van build as a project. In our experience, starting a YouTube channel is going to be a long, hard slog, particularly at the beginning. So it can be easy to lose motivation and want to give up. Having the build meant we didn't have to think about content ideas very hard. It just meant we had to think about what we were doing and what we wanted to tell the audience and how we wanted to set that out. I think this was really helpful as it meant we had something to keep going on with even when we weren't seeing a lot of success. A lot of these videos, if not most, didn't really do that well, so it was good to have something that we could just keep working on and keep plugging away, knowing that we had an end goal with finishing the build. Another thing we did was share our content directly with our target audience. So we also have an Instagram account, and while we were doing the build, we were engaging with a lot of other people who were doing van builds, seeing how they were doing it, and we were sharing our videos there. We were also part of a number of different van build groups, and some of these have hundreds of thousands of members. There's often people asking questions and things, and we had quite a lot of knowledge on various different aspects of the build. So someone might ask something like, how are you storing your bikes in your van? And I might jump on there and just, offer some tips like, oh, we built a custom tray and the bikes slide out of the back of the van. And then I might either share the video as well for if they want some extra information, or after providing the information, I might just also let them know that we have documented our bike tray build and we can link them if they want. And more than often they're like, sure, like I'd love to see that. And it's not just one person you're reaching with these. There's a lot of silent members and things in these groups that are reading content and comments and clicking through on things. I think it is important not to be spammy with that kind of thing, but provide good information and, often just ask if people want more and then provide it that way. Another thing was when YouTube added shorts to the partner program requirements, it became very clear to me that this was something YouTube wanted to push. They wanted to compete with Reels and with TikTok. So we started posting quite a lot of shorts. As I mentioned earlier, we posted more shorts in the 10 months on our journey to joining the partner program than we did full-length videos. Some of these shorts did quite well, and I would say around 20% of our 1,000 subscribers came via shorts. The last thing we did was look for trends or other videos that were doing well and jumped on the bandwagon. You don't always need to reinvent the wheel. The wagon's already got wheels, just jump on. Our best performing video was one that I never planned to make. I jumped on YouTube one day and on the homepage I was recommended a start to finish time lapse of a van build, and it had 18 million views. At this point, we'd already finished our build and we'd sort of started our travels, and I said, we have all that content. All I need to do is just put it together and put some music to it. So I sat down and compiled the entire build, which was like 30 episodes or something, down into a nice 20-minute video that documented the whole build start to finish. Within about a month, that video really gained traction and pushed us through the last bit of the partner program requirements. So now for the reason you've probably clicked on this video, and that is how much YouTube paid us in our first month as part of the partner program with 1,000 subscribers. It's worth noting that at the start of the month we had 1,000 subscribers, but by the end of this month we had 1,645 subscribers. On our first day in the YouTube partner program, we made a whopping $1.93. Wow. So yeah, not that amazing, right? But things did get better. So in our first month as YouTube content creators, we made $416.13. That's in Australian dollars, by the way. As you can see from this chart, we consistently made between $10 and $20 per day. In the back end of YouTube Studio, there's quite a lot of information as to where that revenue's coming from. So let's have a look at that. On YouTube Shorts, we made $2.19 in the first month. And in that time, we had roughly 26,000 views on Shorts. From long form videos, we made $413.94. And during this time, we had 97,500 views. As you can see from this breakdown, the majority of the revenue came via AdSense, and a percentage also came from members who have YouTube Premium. Okay, now let's have a look at which videos made us the most money. If you have a look at this screenshot, you can see that our time-lapse video was our best performing video by a massive margin. Following that, our van tour video did okay, and then our Uluru travel vlog and one of our other build videos. As you can see from this, you don't necessarily have to have a big subscriber base to make money on YouTube, because the actual number of subscribers doesn't directly factor in to how much money you make. A big part of it is just how many people are watching your videos and what the retention is, so how long people are watching the videos for. Obviously, this is where your subscriber base comes in, because in theory, the more subscribers you have, the bigger the base of people that are going to watch each of your videos. So therefore more views and more retention, because the audience is invested in you. So that means more people are going to watch your videos right from the get-go, rather than relying on the YouTube algorithm to push the videos out to the audience via browse functions and YouTube search and suggested videos and things like that. The amount of money that you're going to make is going to vary significantly, and it's going to vary channel to channel. And that's because the amount of money you make depends on your CPM, which is cost per mil or cost per thousand. And that's how much advertisers are willing to pay to advertise on your videos. Everyone's CPM is going to vary depending on the type of content they create and where they live and different factors like that. During our first month, our average CPM was $12.69. So that's $12.69 for every 1,000 views. And then that's obviously split between YouTube and us. I just wanted to talk briefly about a couple of tips to maximize how much money you are making once you are monetized. So firstly, YouTube looks at the type of content you're creating and the suitability of this for ads. So that's something to consider before you start creating any content and before you join the YouTube partner program. Things like swearing and violence is going to reduce an advertiser's willingness to pay. Copyrighted content is going to impact this as well. Next, when you are accepted into the YouTube partner program, YouTube is going to ask if you want to monetize all of your previous videos. We obviously ticked yes, but it wasn't until the next day when we uploaded a new video and we were asked a whole series of questions around monetization that we realized a lot of these hadn't been applied to a lot of our old content. So by default, when we ticked yes to monetizing all of our old content, YouTube only ticked ads for the sidebar panel, which isn't the main component of advertising. And this was the main reason we only made $1.93 on that first day, and then it increased significantly in the subsequent days. We then had to manually go through and change those monetization settings on all of our old content, and this probably had like a 10-fold impact on the amount of revenue we were making. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to talk about a couple of ways that you can support your favorite creators. There's a couple of both free and paid options. So firstly, watching the ads that play before and during a video will help. Skipping those ads will take away from the revenue potential of the creator, and even worse, if someone's running an ad blocker, it will strip that away entirely. Secondly, liking, subscribing and commenting on videos helps. The more of this sort of engagement that YouTube sees, the more likely it is to push that content to a broader audience. This therefore helps the creator to increase their subscriber base and to get more views, which in turn leads to more revenue. And lastly, through super thanks, which is like the tipping function or other tipping functions, the third-party ones that some creators have set up. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If you did, we'd love if you could leave us a thumbs up, a comment, or even subscribe. And if you're feeling super generous, maybe a super thanks.